Yes, a general vibe in the industry looking forward to 2025, I would say, is pretty good, especially positive among US companies, those operating in the US. Rest of the world, I would say, fairly mixed. European outlook is not so great. Overall economy-wise and for our chemical industry in general. Rest of the world, I would say, is looking to get further clarity and guidance on the tariff situation around the U.S., of course. And so, but overall, the vibes here up and down the supply chain are generally, I would say, better than last year, certainly better than 2023. Dioxane is still a really big issue of discussion. All up and down the value chain, the industry has adapted within the US, obviously, to the final implementation of the New York State regulations governing dioxane content in consumer products. Now there is, I think, a lot of concern and a lot of looking toward Europe, toward the German proposal for an EU regulation of 1 ppm of dioxane on an active basis in the surfactant itself. So that's got a lot of folks talking about, how that regulation is finally going to shape up. The target date is October 2025. What the final implementation will be, how that will be rolled out, how that might affect surfactant manufacturing strategy and surfactant choice, surfactant deployment into final product. So surprising, actually, a lot of discussion still in terms of how that's going to affect the overall surfactant palette. Now, I would say, in the interest of balance, I'm hearing some offsetting concerns with respect to the debt level in the US, some macroeconomic concern around interest rates, bond yields, etc., the potential for the debt level to impede growth overall. That's certainly at the back of folks' minds, but maybe not at this point causing any type of reduction, I would say, in investment considerations and willingness to invest. But it's definitely, I think, something to keep an eye on as the year progresses. Let's see. Third thing I'll say, which I've been very pleased to see, is a lot of willingness to invest up and down the supply chain. Some new initiative announcements, including, and I'll just pick a few at random here, Bio-iOS. That's a collaboration between Cow, who's introduced this technology a number of years ago. It's a bio-internal olefin sulfonate collaboration between them, Cow, and Pilot Chemical in the US to bring this product to market and deploy this technology in the US market. So pretty interesting initiative there, along with Pilot's more or less simultaneously announced expansion of AOS, alpha olefin sulfonate production capability. And then you've got some other new initiatives beyond the bar, dry surfactant capabilities from SCT, Southern Chemicals and Textiles, which we're going to talk about a little more detail in a future blog, and Ruby Bio's glycolipids in the innovation showcase here at the ACI. So a lot of interesting new things, and overall, I would say I've picked up a willingness of the industry to invest. Part of that, of course, is, let's say, not necessarily by choice, right? Investment in response to regulation, particularly the dioxane regulations that I mentioned. So part of it not by choice, but part of it very much by choice, and very much in terms of strategic decisions to expand capabilities, expand a breadth of capabilities to supply different types of surfactants and different types of chemicals. I won't go into a lot of detail here, but as the announcements come out, get into the public domain, we'll certainly be covering those in depth. But I think that, this willingness to invest goes hand in hand with the positive outlook that I've seen and then picked up that I mentioned right at the beginning here, especially, as I said, in the North American group and certain other parts of the world. So again, thanks for listening to this brief update. We'll be talking more in the coming weeks. Thanks again.